Welcome to the initiative HP Online Teaching Assistant by HP Education. Today, we will explain how to use Google Sites in education. In this educational session, we'll see how to create an educational website simply and intuitively with Google Sites. Our objectives today are: explore the basic features of the Google Sites app, do a practical example, and in it, insert files and multimedia. Before we start, what is Google Sites? Sites is an application that allows you to create a website simply and intuitively, as mentioned earlier. Is it difficult to use? No. We can achieve this perfectly simply by investing a little time. Who can use it? It can be used by anyone who has a Gmail account, or even schools or companies that have G Suite. It's a tool that is often used by teachers. How can I get access? We can access it in several ways. One way is from the 9 dots in Chrome, where all the G Suite applications appear. We can also access sites from Google Drive or from this link here. Now, let's explore the tool. I have my Chrome with my Google account linked, so as I mentioned before, from the 9 dots, I can search the Sites app. Once inside, we can choose to start our site from scratch or look for a template. If you click on the template gallery, you can find many more templates separated by themes: work, enterprise, personal, and here we have education. I'm going to start from scratch, but so you know, you can find templates here in case you need them. I click blank. To begin, first let's name the site. I'll call it the Solar System. Now let's add a title to this page. In this case, I want it to be a question. What is the Solar System? The background, as you see here, is part of the theme that comes by default. Here in the right panel, we'll find a menu where we can select a different theme. We can choose from these seen here. Once you select the one you like the most, for example, I'll pick this, Diplomat, you can now change the color. And the font style, I like this, Heavy, because it highlights the text better. Done. I like the way it's taking shape. And as you see, everything has been relatively easy so far. Now, in header type, we have these options. Cover, which makes the header look much larger. As you see, it occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Large banner. You see the page header, but it also allows me to display a small portion of the content, which I'll add down here. Banner. The header is reduced in height even more. And title only. Remove the background from the header, leave it like this. Well, I want it in large banner. And we can also change the background image here in Change Image. We can upload it from our computer or select it. Here we have a Google Gallery with some background options. If we have the URL of the image, if we want to, we can add it here, or search for it in Google, or in my albums from Google Photos, or from my Google Drive. Since I have no images, I'll search for it. Then in the search engine, I type Solar System, and these results appear. I'm going to pick this one. Google adjusts the image and adds some effects to make it look better to facilitate the reading of the header. From here, you can disable the effect. I like it, so I'll leave it like that. Now I'm going to add more content to my page. To do this, we double-click on this blank section, and we see these options to add text, images, upload from our computer, bring something from Drive, or insert an iframe. We can also do it from the right panel in the Insert tab. I want to add a welcome text, so I double-click, select the text, and write Welcome. On this page, we'll explore everything related to the solar system. I can select the text and place it as a heading. Look at how it changes the font size. Besides, I'll put it in bold type and justify it to the center. Well, what else are we going to add? I'm going to add another text to explain what our solar system consists of. Again, I double-click, select the text option, and here I'll write, Our solar system consists of our star, the sun, and everything bound to it by gravity. The planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, dwarf planets such as Pluto, dozens of moons and millions of asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. Beyond our own solar system, We have discovered thousands of planetary systems orbiting other stars in the Milky Way. And to accompany this text, I'll insert an image, and I'll do it from the right panel. Insert, Images, and Select. Remember that we can upload it from our computer or select it from Google Drive by URL, Google Photos, or Google Search. So I type Solar System and select the image I want. And there we have the image on the page. If I select the image, I can move it to the center, enlarge it, or make it smaller. I can also crop it. By moving this bar, I can zoom the image in or out. And I can move it until it's as I want it. Then, click on the check mark. From here, I can make it go back to how it was. I can insert a link or delete it. From the three dots, I can replace the image, add a text, or add a caption to the image. Something else I can do is select one of the layouts that Google suggests, for example, this one. And I can take the image and drag it here, and I can do the same with the text. So we organize the content depending on how we want our page to look. Every time we insert something on our page, it's like adding a section to it. So if I stop at this text, or here, see how I get these three options on the left, the first is to change the background of the section. I can leave it like this in Regular. Put emphasis 1, which grays it out. Emphasis 2 gives it the color I had selected when choosing the theme, or I could also insert a background image. Then from here, I can duplicate the selection. And finally, the option to remove it. Any changes we make are automatically saved in Google Drive. Here at the top we see All Changes Saved in Drive. That way, we don't have to worry about saving our changes. In fact, if we go to Drive, we see that the site appears here. Now let's add a link to our home page. How can we link something to a word? I already have a page related to the sun in another tab. I then copy, return, paste, and apply. You see that the word appears underlined, and when we publish the website, by clicking on it, that will take us directly to the page we have entered. So now I want to create a page. In the right pane, we go to the Pages tab, click on the plus sign, New Page. We give it a name, The Planets. Now I'm going to create another one called The Moon. All pages can be modified or moved. I'm going to create another, The Earth. But I want the Earth to be placed under the Moon, so I select it and drag it to where I like. And I'm going to create one last page, Evaluation. At the top, each of the pages I have created appears. This is the main menu of my website. When I click on the three dots on my pages, I see these options: Make Home Page, Duplicate Page, Properties. From there, I can rename my page. Add subpage, for example, Mercury. Hide from navigation, which is to hide the page, and delete. I can also take the Earth and drag it to the Planets page, which would turn it into a subpage. Now let's go to the Planets page. And since this is not the home page, I'll substitute the header type for banner. On this page, I'll insert a collapsible text, then select it, and here I'll introduce a question. What planets make up the solar system? And down here, I'm going to place a bullet list, then write the names of the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Perfect. Since I have a subpage dedicated to Earth, I'm going to link it. Then I select the word Earth, click on Insert Link, and we see all the pages and subpages for this site. Then choose Earth and Apply. And as you can see, the word is underlined. If we click outside, we see that all the text has been hidden. To deploy it, we must click on the arrow. We can also disable the text from here to make it collapsible. What else do I want to add on this page? Here we have several options. Let's say a Google Slides. Here it shows me the presentations I have in Drive. I just have to select it and click Insert. We can make it bigger or smaller, move it to the center, however we want. We have a settings icon for the presentation. We can enable this auto start option, that's to say that the presentation will play automatically when people go to this page. Loop playback. If we activate this, we can select the time we want. I don't want any of these two options because if they delay reading the planets drop-down when they go to the presentation, it will have already advanced. And starting slide. I want it to start with the first one. We click Done. Well, I'm going to add a button. We give it a name, for example, Watch Video. I already have a window open in YouTube to a video about the planets. I copy and paste it here and click Insert. Once we have the button here, we can move it and resize it. This way, when we click on the button, it will direct us to the page we have inserted. So now I'm going to move on to the Earth subpage. Again, I'm going to change the header type for banner. Now I'm going to add a layout. This one, because I want to include content about the Earth. We have all these options to upload content here in these spaces. In this first box, I'll select an image from Google. I go to Google Image Search, and here I type the Earth. Images of the Earth appear. I choose the one I like and ready. Here I'll insert a map. And here I'm going to insert a YouTube video. I look it up from the search engine, type the Earth, and select the video I want. Now I want to add an image carousel. I'm going to select the images from Google. So I look up the Earth and choose the images I want to insert. For example, this, and this too, and I'm ready. I can move the carousel or make it bigger or smaller. If I click on the settings cog of the carousel of images, I can add new images from here, I can delete some, or I can add text to the images. For example, in Add Caption, I'll put Layers of the Earth. From the little cog on the right, I've got these options to edit my carousel, show dots, these that you see here, show captions of the image, auto start, and transition speed. Once we're done, click Update. I want to see how my site looks now. At the top, we have this preview option. The icon looks like two screens, one like a laptop and the other like a tablet or mobile. Click here. And this is how people are going to visualize our site. So this is the home page. Here, we find the word Sun is underlined because it has a link. Now let's go to the Planets page from the top menu. Here's the collapsible text, the Google Slides, the button that takes me to the video on YouTube, and if I go back to the collapsible text, remember that we linked a subpage to the word Earth, clicking on the Earth, it takes me to the corresponding subpage. Here's the image, the map, and the video. And here's the carousel of images, so that if I go through these images, here's the image with the caption. Well, I think it's coming along fine, so I'll go back to the Site Editor mode. I'll go to the evaluation page and again change the header type to banner. And now I'm going to add a Google form on this page. So I go to the Insert tab, look for Forms, that here at the end, and I find the forms I have in Drive. I'm going to select this one and click Insert. As with everything, we can move it or adjust the size until it looks the way we want it. And that's it. I want to change this background of my section here, so I stop on the form, and on the left, remember that the first option is to change the background selection. I'll make it emphasis 1, and it's grayed out. I'll go back to the home page where I can add a footer. We just go down and click on Add Footer. For example, we could include Site Created By, and have our name or whatever we want. We could also change the color to the bottom of the footer. To finish, I want to talk to you about the options we have at the top. We have the Undo and Redo Last Action options. Preview, we already saw that. It's for getting the link to our site. At this time, however, it is disabled because we haven't published the site. Share with others, if I want to share my site with certain people or a specific group of people. If I add someone, I can give editing privileges in case I want them to help me build the site or just to view. And I can also get the access link, with which I can restrict it to only people from my organization, restrict to certain people I choose, or if I want it public, which means that anyone can find my site. We have the configuration cog with the following options. Navigation refers to where the main menu appears. Right now, it's at the top, but I could also put it to one side. From color, I can select these. I like transparent. Brand images. If we want to include, for example, the school logo or a favicon, which would appear here in this window. Viewer tools. We can enable or disable these options. Analytics. If we have Google Analytics, we can connect our site to get the metrics of new users, page views, among others. Announcement banner. If we had one here, we could change the message and these options. From the 3 dots, we can see the history of changes, duplicate our site, report a problem, or go to the Google Help page. And when I've finished inserting all the content on each page and subpage of my site, I can click Publish. This window appears, and this is the page link. I can only modify this last part, who can view my site. I can change it from Manage, which are the same options we saw in Share with Others. Whether I want to restrict it to only people in my organization or make it public. I'll make it public. Once everything is ready, I click Publish. Now I'm going to copy the site link and open a private window, and I'm going to paste the link. Here is my site with the home page just as we'd seen it in preview, the planets page with the collapsible text, the presentation, the link to the subpage of Earth. Here's the carousel. Well, everything we'd already seen. And if we go to the evaluation page, we have the Google form. The kids could fill out the form right here. So that will be all for today. We hope you find it useful. Thank you for watching this video offered by HP Online Teaching Assistant, an initiative of HP Education.